Welcome to the metaphysical journey. This is a message for the light workers. By light workers, I mean those of you that use your energy, your light, your different skills and abilities in different ways to help raise the collective consciousness of the earth to get us ready for the 5D ascension. You do a variety of different things, but it always involves your service to others. That's important. You do this for a reason. And in this reading, we're going to talk about that. The first card is the upward path. Now you see the cards in front of you. I'm holding them in my hand, so I'm looking at them, but the upward path. This path, this journey is one that takes place in your mind. Because as you ascend, you start to look deeper into yourself and you see patterns and different things that you're ready to release and let go. They just no longer serve because the emotions and the problems and so many things we see going on around us, they're lower vibrational type items. And you're ascending and it feels like the world is descending into chaos, and it looks that way. And it really is not quite as bad as it seems. It's just you're seeing it from a higher perspective. And from that higher perspective, which you've gotten there through all the work you do internally in your shadow work and the different things you've dealt with yourself, and you're putting that in order, and you're wondering, why isn't everyone else doing that? They just don't see it yet. But you see things from a higher perspective. So on this upward path, you're going to have times, a lot of times, where things around you that's going on, they're going to really emotionally trigger you. And you're human. So the first thing that you'll be tempted to do is maybe lash out or say hurtful things or think bad thoughts about someone. And you're asked to really keep that in check. Really pay attention to how you're feeling about things, because in the now moment, your emotions, your energy that you put out there, that is what you will have coming right back to you again. So what we put out is also what we attract. So if I'm having a really bad day and I'm just feeling awful, that's how the world's going to pretty much present itself to me. What happens in the now moment stays in the now moment, and we're constantly creating and generating energy, and what we put out is what comes right back in. So be very mindful of that, because on this upward path, you are going to see things from a totally different level. It's going to be more real time with you. So be very careful about that. You're on this upward path for a reason. You were called to this. You chose this incarnation, this time and this place for a specific purpose, because you volunteered with a lot of many other groups to come to the earth during this time, and have been here probably for a long, long time and living different lives, but for the sole purpose of raising the earth's vibrational frequency to get them ready for that 5D. It's taken a long time to get here. So this is crunch time. And when you look around the world and you see all the chaos taking place, and we see that on the news, the media, they really focus in on the fear. It's all about fear. And that's what this is. And that's what takes place in the mind as well. It's fear. But when you see all this happening, know that the earth isn't falling apart. These are basically the birth pains that you're seeing, the signs that there's something new coming forward. It's always a lot of struggle to create something new. And that's what's happening right now on our planet. And as a light worker, you are a soldier on this field out there talking to others. You're teaching and you're serving in healing roles, just trying to reach different individuals to let them know it doesn't have to be like this. We don't have to fight. We're actually one collective consciousness. We're all in this together. And you inject love and healing and light into those situations. So the more you ascend, the more you're going to see this, and the more of a important role you are going to be playing. So it's crunch time, basically. Second card is impermanence. This is a reminder that as a soul, as a spark of light, you're eternal and you never die. You can incarnate as many times as you want, or choose not to, go other places. You live eternally. But on the physical side, Our bodies do have a certain time frame. This is an important time that you're in. And this card reminds you, the message behind this is it reminds us to remember we do have a limited time. So if you've been holding off on stepping into your role, a calling that you know you should be doing, but you've kind of stayed back because it's not going to be that comfortable, maybe. It's going to create some changes, not just within yourself and your life, but more importantly, with those all around you. This is where you run the biggest risk. What are people going to think? If you have been doing something for a long time and you suddenly step out of that and say, I want to do something different because this is what I feel called or led to do, you're going to get a lot of opposition. And that's going to be hard. But driving you inside is this push to say, you know what you should be doing. You know why you're here. Just remember who you are and step forward and do it. We got your back. We have you covered. That's the messages and the information you get from the other side saying, you were placed here to do this. It's time to step into your role and do what you came here to do, because nothing's permanent. We do have a limited amount of time. So take this opportunity to fully embrace your destiny, your role, your purpose of why you're here, and step out there and do it. I know that many of you have been rejected, possibly hurt. This path, this upward path that you're on, has led you away from other traditional paths you may have been on, and you've received a lot of criticism for that. Sadly, some of the people that should have loved and supported you the most are the ones that hurt you the most or walked away and had no interest in what you were doing and made a lot of fuss about it. And that hurt, because no one wants to be rejected. But remember, you're part of something much, much bigger. Don't forget that, because that's who you are and why you're here. The last card is mantra. Now, when you think of mantra, I automatically think of Om, things used in meditation, in Buddhism and different practices. But I see something different for this. This is a mantra that you create for yourself. It's your own personal mantra. I'm almost seeing this as almost like words of affirmation type of thing. But how you do this is decide for yourself, what is your purpose? What is your life purpose? What is your life mission? We've all seen mission statements, purpose statements. It's important that you have one for you. What do you expect from yourself? And this is something just for you. It's not something you have to post anywhere because you don't want a lot of criticism from outside people saying, what are you thinking? This is for you personally, because if the upward path, it takes place mentally, all this is taking place mentally. It's our thoughts about ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we feel about ourselves will show how the world reflects back to us. Everything we do is filtered through our own thoughts. Also, our confidence, our self-awareness, our self-worth, all of that comes from how we think about ourselves. So you are many times going to be your own cheerleader. The only person that supports you on this side sometimes could be you. So you need something supportive, and a mantra is the way to do it. Write down a mission statement or a life purpose statement and kind of focus that into as few words as possible. Or say the whole statement, whatever you need in those times of need, that you can remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. Those moments when you say to yourself, I'm crazy. I have gone insane. Why am I doing this? Let someone else do it. I don't want to mess with it. I want to go back to the way life was before. However, you can't go back to the way life was before because it no longer resonates with you. You can go back, but you're probably going to say, this is boring. I'm not into this anymore. This is hard. Why am I doing this? And you're going to go back to your destined path. So take all these things, break it down into just a few words. And if you can, even get it down to a sound or something kind of like an Om, but your own personal thing. And in those moments of darkness for you, when you're really questioning why you're doing what you're doing, take some time to just go inside and repeat this word, this sound, or this phrase to yourself. It's your way of reaffirming to yourself that you are doing this for a reason. So that's what the mantra is. It's creating your own, having something that you can say when you need it to give you that extra boost of power, a remembrance of why you do what you do. As I said in the beginning, each of you chose specifically to come to this time and place to do what you were meant to do. And your whole purpose here is to raise the elevation of the Earth's vibrational frequency, to get everything ready for the 5D when that happens, and hopefully 5D and beyond as well. But that is your role as a light worker. Never forget that. When we're born, we have amnesia. We don't remember where we came from. But as you move up your path, you're going to be tapping more into that. And you'll get glimpses of what you're doing. And the higher you go, you start connecting in with your higher self. And your higher self is connected directly to the universal consciousness. And so all the information is there. So you have everything you need. And it's in these times that this mantra could be that connection for you. Allow it to be that doorway that opens up to bring that down to you, because that will help you as you move forward. There are many times where you will be the only spark of light, source of inspiration, word of encouragement, and even role model in a situation in which you find yourself, because you're a soldier and your battlefield is going to vary on a regular basis. It's going to be different. And in those moments, you may be the only light worker there, the only soldier on that battlefield. So you have to fight with everything you have. And everything you have comes from inside, from your heart. It's love, it's light, and it's coming directly from the divine. So don't forget that. You matter. Just your very presence changes the energy of every situation. So try to keep your mind in check, keep your thoughts in check. We're all going to have slip-ups. We're human. We have bad days. That's okay. It doesn't mean you failed. It just means that, great, tomorrow will be better. And that's important to always keep in mind. I hope that these cards resonate with you, that they provide encouragement. You are very important. You're perfect just the way you are. And you were designed for what you're doing right now. You matter, and you are deeply loved. Thank you for following me on the metaphysical journey, and have a beautiful week.